Hello everybody, Stone Monk Gamer here with an update to my Doomed to Succeed list. I was hoping to get one out in February, but it just didn't happen with all the work that was going on and the progress I was making on the list itself. So I wanted to walk through the list as I'd laid it out in January and what things I'd accomplished and kind of how I was feeling about it. So the very first thing when I was putting the list together, I was nearing Wapaka, and so a lot of the progress that I'm adding to this is going to be because of Wapaka. So we'll go over here quickly on the left-hand side and look at the list, and we'll see that I've got Wapaka covered. Finished it, went to the event, had a really good time. Really enjoyed playing all of the games, the 4 games of Age of Sigmar with a bunch of people. Lucky Sixes from Twitter. She's over the Michigan area. Came over this way, got to play some local guys. Got to play both Davey from Mortal Realms podcast, my co-host, one of my co-hosts, and then also a guy who comes up. He's from the area, but I don't get to see him often. And then I got to play Alex Gonzalez, who is the TO for the Adepticon Age of Sigmar tournament. And so really, and then of course got to hang out with some of the guys from the Skull Bros podcast and a bunch of other, just a lot of people playing Age of Sigmar and having fun. The event had other games as well, and if you go listen, we're going to be putting up a podcast to recap that. Maybe I'll add that as a video too for people to listen to. We'll see. But yeah, just really enjoyed that. And one of the pieces I'd put down for the event is I wanted to make sure that I got over on the right side a Wapaka display, and I had a lot of fun putting that together. Really the way I did the display in the past, displays are often kind of in the regimented trays. You just kind of have a lot of symmetry and set trays out to say, to kind of show them on a board. This I really tried to show a cinematic kind of take on my army and having them how they would march through this area or walk through this area and that sort of thing. So had a lot of fun with the display, and people really took notice. And kind of coming back over to this left-hand side to the paint props, I had mentioned that I'd really like to get some sort of recognition for the work that I'd done on this army, and really I got that from just people walking around, stopping, looking at the army, asking me about it, and that sort of stuff. Really just, I paint for myself, but I really go the extra mile to kind of get the oohs and ahs from other people, not because I'm an egomaniac, but because I think it inspires people, and that's when I'm inspired, when I see somebody else's work and I get to kind of get inspired and motivated off of that. So, and then in addition to that, I did not win any official paint judging or anything like that, but the paint judge for this event did come over and give me some accolades, verbal, and just said that there was a really good job, that my display and my army really told a story together, and was able to point out a few things that I could work on, some of my centerpiece models and my hero models, to take that blending and that sort of stuff up another notch. And the guys that had armies there that are much better than I am are just always a joy to look at, and so was able to just get some pointers on how I can improve and that sort of thing. So really, really appreciated that. So I'm going to say I did succeed at getting that. I haven't been able to play very many games this in February, so March is 32. I'm getting there. I'm at about, since this was launched, I'm probably at about 5 games, so I'm pretty well behind. But I am going to be getting a game tomorrow night, even while I'm traveling, and so I'm starting to make that a thing that's happening. And then we'll look at the demo armies. I'm halfway through here in the middle, halfway through my Skaven that I'm building for the Tale of Sigmar and the the Beast narrative. Sorry, I'm forgetting the name of that off the top of my head. So I'm halfway through that, so I know that will get was able to get a little bit of work done on that. Maybe I'll finish that up this next month or in the next couple of months. And I've been able to make some progress on my Bloodbound. Now I have decided that in May I'm going to be joining a little campaign, and instead of bringing my death to that, I'm going to be bringing the Stormcast. And so that means I've got to start some work on the Stormcast models, the models I have from the core set. I've added a box of adjudicators. I'd really like to add some protectors, but then we've also got the cavalry that's come out, and perhaps a dragon that's coming out soon for the Stormcast. And so that could definitely work on the Stormcast army and potentially fill out this centerpiece down here at the bottom. I've also been working on a Mortarch model that I'm genericizing. I've magnetized it so I can play it as any of the 3 Mortarchs. But I've taken the Manfred body and created my own general riding a Mortarch. So I'll show some pictures of that here. And we've gotten a couple more podcasts out. I'm well on the way to these. I'm about halfway through these YouTube videos, more than I thought I'd be at when I started this. So there's a lot of room to go yet, but I feel like I've made a really good progress working through this. I do have started continuing my Death Army, some undead Bretonnians, which is pretty usual. I mean, people have heard it before. It's not a new concept, but I felt like it was one that had to be done, to do my army. But then pretty soon, hopefully, I got 40 zombies from Mantic Games that I'd ordered like a year ago and showed up at my local game store a couple of weeks ago. So surprise, surprise, I'll be working on some of those as well. So a lot of things happening around this list as well. I'm constantly adding more to it than I should probably track some of those up here so I can get credit for it. But yeah. But yeah, so please keep following along, keep rooting for me. I'll have some more videos up as I complete other parts of my army. And please follow me on Twitter at StoneMonkeyGamer, where I'm constantly posting and commenting and sharing my works in progress. And I hope to keep seeing you on your channels as you're creating videos or following you on Twitter or Facebook. Thanks again for watching me, watching this channel. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more. Talk to you soon.